If you've had digestive issues for years, gone to doctor after doctor, done every test on the book, and still feel like no one can explain what is happening in your body, then this episode is for you because I was that girl. That was me. Welcome to the Model Body Reset. This is a series where we break down how to build a lean, feminine body without restriction or extreme workouts. I'm Rivi. I'm a New York model, and over the years, I've trained with Victoria's Secret model trainers and high fashion runway coaches. But what I learned and what most women are never taught is that digestion and gut health play a massive role in how your waist actually looks, how small it gets, especially in an industry where your measurements can quite literally determine whether you get the job or when you don't. So for years, I've struggled with digestive issues. And I'm not talking about the occasional bloating that everyone experiences. I'm talking about hard, painful bloating, going days without being able to use the bathroom and constantly feeling like something in my body just wasn't working the way it should. I went to countless doctors, explained my symptoms over and over again. And every time I was told that nothing appeared to be wrong, that I was simply constipated or stressed. I was put on things like Miralax just to keep my digestive system moving, but no one ever explained why my digestion had slowed down in the first place. Eventually, after years of experiencing this, I even went so far as to meet with gastrointestinal specialists and had a colonoscopy to just check like what the hell is going on with my gut. And still nothing. No clear answers, no real understanding of what was actually happening in my body. At the same time, I was trying to eat healthy. I removed gluten and dairy, but the alternatives I was eating was really processed. Just because it came from Whole Foods or Trader Joe's doesn't mean it was healthy. And I didn't realize how much that was affecting my digestion. I couldn't go to the bathroom for days at a time, like I mentioned. I felt constantly bloated. I just wanted to stay in bed all day because I just felt so much shame because of how much discomfort I was experiencing. I couldn't relax in my own body. I couldn't just feel good in my body. And that made me feel really sad. And then I went on birth control. And for me, that made everything 10 million times worse. That was the moment where I began researching more seriously and eventually came across a lot of studies that discuss how hormonal contraceptives can influence your gut bacteria and intestinal system for a lot of women. So deciding to come off birth control became the beginning of real relief for me. From there, I started supporting my body differently, incorporating high quality probiotics, adding glutamine, using collagen powder, and slowly beginning the process of healing my digestion. So what I eventually understood is that bloating is not just about what you eat, it is about how your body's able to process what you eat. When your digestion slows down, you feel incredibly backed up. And if you've experienced this, you know exactly what I mean. It's not just the visual bloating, it's that heavy, dense feeling in your stomach, like something is just sitting there like a log that has not been eliminated. And that physical sensation shows up as distension. Your stomach actually distended on one side, pressure, discomfort, sometimes even a lot of pain. This is why two people can eat the exact same meal and have completely different experiences afterwards because one person's body is able to process and eliminate efficiently while the other person is still trying to catch up. I'm not going to give you 7 daily habits that I do every single day that has removed bloating from my regular daily experience and digestive issues as well. One of the biggest shifts for me was taking magnesium twice a day. And not because it was trendy, even though there's so many cute supplement brands that have really cute magnesium products, but it was not because of that. It was because I noticed that my entire body felt more relaxed when I replenished my magnesium, which gets depleted regularly, especially for women. Our magnesium gets depleted super fast because we take on so much, whether it's stress, hormonal fluctuations, emotional load, and then the everyday craziness of managing work, relationships, family, or just life in general. Replenishing magnesium consistently made a huge difference for me because I started to feel calmer internally, almost like the same feeling I had when I would take a magnesium bath, which will relax all my muscles. That's the same thing that taking it internally does for you as well. My second tip is I started drinking ginger tea with lemon and apple cider vinegar before every meal because I realized that the standard diet many of us grew up with, especially in America, is actually quite difficult for the body to break down efficiently. So supporting your stomach acid by introducing something like apple cider vinegar helps your body digest food more smoothly instead of letting it sit and ferment because that's what it does when you don't have enough stomach acid in your stomach. And that can cause SIBO and all types of gut issues. Apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid, which helps create an environment where your food is broken down more effectively, reducing the likelihood of gas building up and that uncomfortable bloated feeling afterwards after you have a meal. Third tip is hydration. Hydration was another foundational change. I aimed for around 2 liters of water a day, and I increased that during certain phases of my cycle when digestion just naturally slows. Water helps soften your stool and supports the movement of your waste through your digestive tract. So, drinking more water is really good for that. My third tip is one that is going to be really surprising. And you might not know about this if you haven't gone to a holistic doctor or a doctor who really cares about your digestive system and doesn't just want to keep putting you on Miralax, is using a squatty potty, which made a huge difference in how I was able to eliminate. So, our bodies were not designed to eliminate waste sitting at a 90-degree angle. When your legs are elevated and you're closer to a squatting position, your colon aligns more naturally, allowing for easier bowel movement. So you get less straining, less pressure, and we're reducing the likelihoods of hemorrhoids over time. Because I remember that experience, not a fun one. I know it might be TMI, but I guess I'm really trying to help y'all because I'm telling you the real deal. The next tip is I focused on eating close to my goal weight in grams of protein and ensuring I was getting at least 20 to 30 grams of fiber daily. Now, when I increased protein, I noticed I felt fuller for longer periods and my metabolism felt more supported. I felt like I can go longer without eating and I was just craving protein. Protein helps with recomposition. So even if you just maintain the same weight or you don't change your calories, you will notice that your body starts changing, having more muscles, more definition because you're just eating more protein, which is feeding the muscles. Increasing fiber helped feed the good bacteria in my gut and improved my ability to go to the bathroom. I just became more regular. Foods like apples, berries, sweet potatoes, and brown rice became staples because apples contain pectin, berries are fiber dense, and sweet potatoes are nourishing while still being gentle on your digestive system. The next tip, which made an even bigger difference than I expected, was moving away from constantly eating cold food like salad and smoothies and starting to prioritize warmer cooked meals. So, traditional Chinese medicine often describes digestion as a form of internal warmth or digestive fire, which means that excessive cold food can slow your digestive process. So, when I started eating more warm food like steamed vegetables, warm stewed fruits, soup, and cooked grains, my body felt less tense and I felt less bloated as well. And I just felt more cozy. And women need that. We need to feel cozy and warm. It just makes us feel really safe. So, warm foods do that for us. One of the most important lessons for me was understanding how deeply digestion is connected to the nervous system. When you are stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, or sleep deprived, your body deprioritizes digestion because it focuses on survival. When I began supporting my nervous system through better sleep, slower routines, and actually allowing my body to feel safe, I noticed improvements in my digestion that no supplement alone had ever been able to do for me. These tips and methods became foundational in the development of the role model body method because I realized that many women are told to train harder or restrict more without ever addressing the internal environment of their body. If your digestion is inflamed or sluggish, pushing yourself harder often compounds that stress that is already contributing to the problem. In the next episode, I'm going to give you my 3-step role model body method that will get your waist snatched. Okay. So stick around. This is the format that I use every time what I teach to other women and what I do for myself as a model in New York. My waist got to be snatched. I even got told to the point that my waist is too small for some jobs. I got the goods. I got the juice on that. Okay. So yeah, stick around for the next episode. And if this conversation resonated with you, you can start with my free guide where I share the daily habits that help me begin creating a smaller waist. These 5 chocolate loving habits that shrink your waist because I love chocolate and I never ever want to give it up. And I don't think you should either. Eat chocolate and have a small waist. Download it, the guide down below. Bye everyone.